Hello, everybody. It is Friday. We are at the end of the week. It seemed like a quick week, but we are there right now. Friday, May the 31st. Got a lot going on in the fishing front. This is Captain Marty, and I will be right back to tell you what's going on. And I do have one major Gold Star catch that happened a little bit south of our area and bodes well for us. I'll be back to tell you all about that and more in just a moment.
Real. That's the first word that comes to mind when I think about Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor. Yeah, they're the first and last place you see coming to and leaving the Outer Banks on Highway 64 in Dare County, but they're also real when it comes to fresh local seafood. Troy Outland, real. Curtis and Josh, real. The indoor crab shedders, real. Stop by and see for yourself right next to White Shopping Center and check them out on social media. Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor, real.
Come and experience fishing for the whole family aboard the Crystal Dawn at Pirates Cove Marina in Manteo. The Crystal Dawn is a roomy 65-foot headboat, fully equipped with the latest gear to give you the best fishing experience. Worried about getting seasick? Fear not. The Crystal Dawn stays in safer and shallower waters to lessen the likelihood of that happening. Half-day and private fishing trips are available. To find out more, go online to crystaldawnheadboat.com. The Crystal Dawn Headboat out of Pirates Cove. Fishing that is fun for all ages.
So let's start out with the offshore fishing. We normally do that. You know, we call around, we look at websites, we talk to some of my old friends. We'll start out with the ones I have down in Hatteras, where I got my start as far as North Carolina fishing goes. So we'll start with those people that were so kind to me back then. Down in Hatteras yesterday, they had some good mahi fishing. Mahi is the politically correct word. Sometimes I've known them as dolphin, fish dolphin, not the mammal, of course. But they had some good catches of Baylor dolphin down there. We have some friends in that fleet and some sponsors. Jesse on the Carolina Girl has been making a day almost every day on mahi, blackfin tuna, a blue marlin bite every once in a while. She's down there at Hatteras Harbor Marina. You can see her on the far side of the marina. My other buddy down there, I have Sea Creature Steve. He caught released two blue marlin yesterday. Always a good day when you can release any blue marlin, but to catch two of them is really a good thing. They still continue to see some cobia, some bluefish, and some Spanish mackerel for those that are fishing on the surface. And there's some beeliner snappers, some sea bass, some tilefish, and some amberjacks for the ones that are making a dip and dropping down on the bottom. At Oregon Inlet, I talked to Thad at the fishing center yesterday evening, and it was more about quality than it was about quantity, although some quantities were still good. It depends on what boat you're on, and like I was explaining the other day, when you're trolling 7 to 10 baits and you hit the tuna, quite often you'll get 7 to 10 tuna on at one time. If you did that, you came in with a dock full of tuna, but if not, you still came in with 6 to 8 yellowfins, and there were some big ones. They had several in the 90 to 95 pound range. That's for yellowfin tuna. Then they also had a few big-eyed tuna, and those were in the 100 to 150 pound range. So that's two of your best eating tuna in good numbers and good quality there. They also had a few mahi, and they also have been getting a scattered blue marlin bite right along. Inshore closer to the beach, Spanish mackerel and bluefish for them. And the cobia fishing has slowed up a little bit, but there's still a few to be had, and there's some good sized ones as well. Now, before we leave, what's going on in the ocean, got a double Gold Star catch happened below us, but happened on a locally built boat called the Wave Paver, a Bayless built 75 footer. That's built by Bayless Boatworks in Wanchese, fishing out of Morehead City today. And I just told you that to catch one blue marlin is a good day, to catch two is a great day. They caught and released not one, not two, but 7 blue marlin yesterday. Now that is a good sign for the Big Rock tournament. It's a good sign for the Hatteras tournaments that are coming up, the Pirates Cove tournament. It just looks like we're going to have a blue marlin summer, so we hope that is the case. Surf and pier fishing remain pretty much the same. A few drum at night around Cape Point, and during the daytime, most of the beaches are seeing a few sea mullet, a few bluefish, a few Spanish mackerel, and now we have some pompano showing up, especially down on Hatteras Island, which is just a sign of summer, so that's all really good. Pier fishing also very much the same species, same kind of thing. Jeanette's Pier had a good bite on some sea mullets and some bluefish and some Spanish mackerel and a drum yesterday. So the 29-inch drum, all that was before noon. Avon Pier, really more of the same species, including a few nice puppy drum. They've been having some sea mullet down there. All the piers are doing well right now, but it's not a turkey shoot. And you got to put in your time with very fresh bait, and you got to fish early in the morning and late in the evening. And I'm not kidding. I mean really early and really late. So all that inshore and pier and surf stuff, thanks as always to Tony from WalkingAngler.com, who always every day sends me a little bit of a heads up on what's going on there. We're going to take a short break, and I will be back to tell you about the speckled trout bite in the Pamlico Sound.
The desire for being on the water is what draws people to the Outer Banks. OBX Boat Company in Kill Devil Hills shares that desire with you. The only full-service, Yamaha-authorized dealer on the beach, OBX Boat Company is committed to providing you the best possible boat ownership experience. Their carefully selected brands of center consoles and family-friendly pontoon boats are all powered by ultra-reliable Yamaha motors. They offer excellent financing options as well. To learn more and see their inventory, visit obxboatco.com.
Now the trout bite is on back in the Sound. That's not breaking news. We've already been off to a good spring on them. I was kind of hoping it would hold up. It has. And what's really important is over a wide area. So we have them not only in the Pamlico, but in the Croatan and Roanoke Sounds as well. I don't know about the Albemarle Sound. I haven't got a report from there yet. But I do know we're seeing them all the way up into the Chesapeake Bay. And that's a good sign. Jimmy Simonson gave us a heads up on some of that activity over the last couple reports we've done. But there are some nice ones too. Some of them up and over 5 pounds. That's sort of a once-in-a-lifetime speckled trout, to be honest with you. But both boat fishermen and waders, people that are fishing from the shorelines, are having good action. Again, you got to put in the time. You got to watch your tides. You got to pay attention to what's going on. It's not just a gimme, but if you can find you a slough somewhere and get you 10-pound test line and a light speckled trout, 7-foot spinning rod, 6.5-foot spinning rod, and go out there and fish the edge of a slough or along a grass embankment, you're going to catch some speckled trout. So that's my recommendation, and there's plenty of professionals to take you and teach you that art. If you want to go out for half a day, I've been talking about it a lot because it's the cheapest fishing university you'll ever go to is to get on a boat, a backcountry boat with a guide, and go out and spend a half a day learning technique for catching speckled trout and puppy drum. Don't forget, there's also bluefish and sheephead back in the Sound, a few black drum as well. So all that's going on now. 2 days ago, I told you a little bit about how to get on a makeup charter. Yesterday, I told you a little bit about a waterman charter. Today, I'm going to end up our segment by talking to you about headboat fishing. And we have a lot of different kinds of headboats on the Outer Banks. Down in Hatteras, they got an offshore headboat around Oregon Inlet. We have the Miss Oregon Inlet, one of my sponsors, and the Crystal Dawn, also one of my sponsors. Both of those operations have been around a long time. Great way to go out for half a day and do a little bottom fishing. Think of it as a floating fishing pier, because that's really what it is, and it moves around. If they're not biting in one place, they'll go somewhere else, and it's affordable, and more than anything else, it's mostly entirely calm water. So that's a great way to introduce your kids, and you get a lot of things. You get a nice boat ride, you get to go fishing, you don't have to have a fishing license, and you often will see dolphin and other turtles, things like that. There's just a lot to see and do. You can go down to the Oregon Inlet Fishing Center or Pirates Cove Marina and get squared away to do something like that. So keep that in mind. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but when I think about it, I'll put it on tomorrow's report. But that's my report for you. Have a great weekend. Go wet a line. You're not going to catch them in the motel room. So go fish early, fish late, and have fun.